Up next, as fire season continues, Montana firefighters not catching a break.
Currently, we're threatening about 12 structures, probably 6 of those are primary residents.
And bring your dog to the Helena Brewers game. Tomorrow is Bark in the Park. Those stories and more right now on Fox 5 News at 9.
Your first local news at 9 starts right now, only on Fox 5 at 9.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Emily Scarlett. This year's fire season is really putting Montana firefighters to the test. A wildfire off of Mission Road between Wolf Creek and Sims has been burning since yesterday afternoon. Fox 5's Rachel Osley went out there today to check on firefighters' progress. Rachel, what was the scene like out there?
You can smell the fire and see billowing clouds of smoke from miles away. I knew I was close when I could see planes flying amidst the smoke ready to drop fire retardant. But the problem with this fire is it's not easy to get to. Fire broke out around 3:30 yesterday afternoon. The cause is undetermined, but fire officials suspect a lightning strike is to blame. Fire is being fueled and driven by 30-mile-per-hour winds. It's burning through open grassland and timber north along the ridge. So far, the fire has consumed 1,200 acres.
Terrain is really causing us a problem. We can't get in there and do much up in the steep, rocky country. We're kind of waiting for it to come down in the flat, grassy areas where we can be more effective.
The incident commander says it's not worth a firefighter's life to chase the blaze in that rough terrain. Right now, they are battling to contain the fire with 10 fire engines, 3 helicopters, and 2 retardant ships. The fire is threatening 12 structures, 6 being primary residents within roughly a mile. Multiple fire departments are on scene, and today 4 20-person crews will be filtering in from all over, including out of state. Firefighters are doing the best they can, relying heavily on air support to battle the fire. Once the fire climbs down the ridge, it'll be safer and easier for firefighters to control. We'll keep you up to date with the latest information as it becomes available. In the studio, Rachel Osley, Fox 5.
Thanks, Rachel. Now moving into weather, Chief Meteorologist Adam Coslin is here with the first look at our forecast.
Good evening. Well, unfortunately, some of that fire weather is going to continue into tomorrow with breezy conditions expected again coming up in your Fox weather. First, we'll take a look at these latest red flag warnings for low humidity tomorrow into the evening hours. Winds have been decreasing tonight. In fact, the latest high wind warnings just expired. Still some very high winds in the east, and we'll check out the latest storms where fronts moving through, but as we head on from here, we're talking about sunny and warmer weather. We'll check out the trend in your Weather Authority. Emily, back over to you.
Thanks a lot, Adam. President Obama visits with those injured in Friday's Colorado mass shooting and with family members of those killed. But in Washington, the tragedy reignites the debate over whether or not gun control is good for the nation.
The federal assault weapons ban expired in 2004. Now the mass shooting in Colorado has some calling for it to be reinstated.
With politics on hold, President Obama met with survivors and family members of those who were lost in the rampage that killed 12 and injured 58. In this White House photo, the president hugs Stephanie Davies, who helped keep her friend Allie Young alive after she was shot in Friday's early morning movie massacre.
I come to them not so much as president as I do as a father and as a husband.
The president did not attend a vigil for the victims of the tragedy that pulled to a screeching halt a contentious presidential campaign. Republican challenger Mitt Romney said the president's visit was the right thing to do. But the shooting leaves many wondering about the right thing to do concerning gun laws, especially considering 24-year-old suspect James Holmes legally purchased an assault rifle and a 100-round magazine clip.
We've got to sit down and really come to grips with what is sold to the average citizen in America. These are weapons that you're only going to use them to kill people in close combat.
Gun rights advocates say limiting what people can buy infringes on Second Amendment rights.
This isn't an issue about guns. This is just really an issue about sick, demented individuals, and it's a tragedy, and I don't think there's a solution here in Washington to solve this problem.
President Obama is back on the campaign trail today, starting a West Coast tour of fundraisers and official travel. The White House press secretary said Friday no new policies will be offered as a result of the shooting. In Washington, Nicole Collins, Fox News.
And police releasing a chilling new photo of the movie theater massacre suspect James Holmes. It's a starkly different figure from the once promising student recalled by people who knew him. The 24-year-old making his first court appearance earlier today with his public defender attorney. The suspect stared blankly ahead during the courtroom proceedings, sometimes looking sad, other times appearing to doze off. Authorities say he murdered 12 people and wounded 58 others in an attack on the theater during a midnight premiere of The Dark Knight Rises in Aurora. Holmes is refusing to cooperate with authorities. He could face the death penalty if convicted of the attack. During the last legislative session, a law was passed in Montana allowing people who are unable to drive a regular vehicle the ability to get a low-speed driver's license. Fox 5's Steve Newton has been looking into this license. Steve, how many people have this new license so far?
Emily, as of last week, only one person has this license. A Kalispell man was the first to receive this restricted license that allows him to either drive a golf cart or low-speed electric vehicle on city streets. The license can be attained by people who are unable to drive a regular vehicle. A driver who has lost their license for a medical reason can request a hearing. If approved, a medical form must be filled out by a physician before MVD will consider issuing a license. Now, there are some caveats to this new license, and the speed restrictions will limit where a person can go and which roads they can drive on.
They can only travel on roads that are 25 miles an hour, not greater. They have the opportunity to cross over those roads. They just can't cross over roads that are above 45 miles an hour. Great Falls have a lot of roadways that are 25 miles an hour. 8th Avenue North is 25 miles an hour almost all the way up. So it gives them a great opportunity to at least get from one place to another.
And there are further restrictions to the new license. The link to both the Law and Motor Vehicle Division website are in this story at kfbb.com. If you have any questions regarding this license, please contact your local Motor Vehicle Division office. And let us know what you think. Comment in the story at kfbb.com or on the Facebook page and give us your thoughts on this new license. Steve Newton, Fox 5.
Thanks a lot, Steve. The addition of Frontier Airlines to Great Falls International 2 months ago has the airport pretty busy, even on days they don't fly. The airport was packed with travelers this afternoon, with Delta, United, and Allegiant all offering additional flights throughout the week. This summer has been particularly busy as nearly every flight leaving Great Falls is leaving full. Airport authorities believe the heavy summer traffic this year will set another record for passenger volume.
Year to date, we're up about 15% over last year, which was also a record year. But this July will be the busiest month on record. So we really expect that by year's end, we'll be at another milestone year for the airport. We'll be really close to about 200,000 boardings, which will be the first time we've ever crossed that boundary. And it's a significant boundary, that 200,000 boardings, 400,000 passengers a year. That's a neat milestone for the airport.
With higher volumes and the airport's expansion project expected to begin soon, Faulkner would like to remind everyone traveling the rest of the summer and into the fall to arrive at the airport at least an hour early. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton says it's now possible to eliminate AIDS because treatment exists to save anyone infected with HIV from developing full-blown AIDS. But she says we're still not getting the treatment quickly enough to all the people who need it. Secretary Clinton getting a standing ovation at the International AIDS Conference in Washington.
And I am here to set a goal for a generation that is free of AIDS.
Secretary Clinton says the U.S. is donating $80 million in new funding to help poor countries treat pregnant women so they don't infect their babies with HIV. It's a special night at the Great Falls Voyagers game tomorrow night. Benefit Spirit of Women hosting Ladies Night tomorrow at Centene Stadium. This is the third year for the event. All women get into the baseball game for free. Game starts at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. But if you come early, you can meet the players and the mascot Orbit. The first 600 women and 150 girls through the gate will receive a Benefits gift bag. There will also be giveaways provided by the shops at Benefits during each inning. And, of course, health information on Benefits services will be available throughout the game. Astronaut Sally Ride became the first American woman in space when she blasted off aboard the Space Shuttle Challenger in 1983. She passed away earlier today at her home in Southern California after a 17-month battle with pancreatic cancer. In a statement, NASA says she changed the face of the space program, adding that her star will always shine brightly. Sally Ride was 61 years old. It's hard to beat this. Tomorrow night you can catch some dogs and professional baseball in Helena. Spark in the Park is taking place at tomorrow's Helena Brewers game, sponsored by the Alpine Animal Clinic. Owners can bring their dogs to the game and pay only $10. 70% of that money goes to benefit the Lewis and Clark Humane Society. Reduced prices are also offered to those who donate a Kong toy or a bag of Science Diet adult dog food.
I want to celebrate dogs and how much fun they are. Of course, celebrate baseball. It's a great time to be in Helena and have the Brewers playing, but also raising funds for our shelter, which does a lot of work for our community.
It's really a lot of fun just because it pulls everybody together. And we don't realize how many, people actually own animals, and not just dogs, but cats as well.
Game starts at 7:05, but there's a dog parade on the field starting at 6:30. If you and your canine want to be part of the fun, make sure to get there a bit early. Sounds like a lot of fun at this game, so make sure you check it out, bring your dog, and have a good time, good weather. That's right, Adam. Good weather, right? So why not bring your dog to the stadium? I mean,
Right.
What else should you do?
You know, it's the dog days of summer. You can't beat it. Baseball, it's going to be a hot day tomorrow. Ballpark, you've been to the games, haven't you?
I haven't, but I plan on going soon, so I'm going to check it out.
All right, well, we're going to let our folks know we're going to actually be throwing out one of the pitches, but that's not until August, so we'll let you know when that's coming up and the lookout. But your Pinpoint Weather Authority forecast is coming up. We've got a couple of storms and some fire weather concerns to look at. Here's tonight's breakdown. Welcome back. It is a mild night in the Electric City here. Let's take a look at some gusty winds out there. We've been dealing with these in Glasgow, Cutbank, near 30 miles per hour, and sustained speeds anywhere from 10, 20, 30 miles per hour. In some cases, like Great Falls and Helena, still some very low humidities. Red flag fire warnings are out. Those humidities will drop tomorrow once temperatures climb again. Winds will be gusty, things very dry. And rapid fire growth is possible Tuesday into the evening. Watch any fires very carefully. Also, some more pleasant temperatures. The heat fading where those winds are gusting. Thunderstorms are firing off in the east tonight. This latest front is making further progress, allowing for clear skies behind it. 66 in Cutbank, 80 in Great Falls, 77 in Helena, 65 in Kalispell. Low pressure will be exiting to the east, and high pressure is going to build back in. So lots of sunshine, dry weather. Heat's going to be on the rise next week, or this week. 49 in Great Falls, 50 in Lewistown, low 60s in the east tonight. So very tranquil. 88 in Great Falls Tuesday, 82 in Lewistown, 81 in White Sulphur Springs, and near 90 in Helena, 76 in Browning. Great day in Cutbank, but watch out for the winds. 86 in Havre, 78 in Chester, and 82 in Conrad Choteau, also a bit breezy at times. There could be a couple isolated storms around Glasgow and Scobie again. 88 in Glasgow, 91 in Wolf Point, and 83 in Hayes. And then Wednesday into Thursday, it's going to be bright out there, and the heat's going to be kind of barreling in. 86 on Thursday, and then we're in the 90s again for Friday. Very dry this weekend, so Saturday and Sunday we'll again monitor for fire weather, but by that point it looks like any storms are gone. The winds will be settling, so it's just going to be flat out hot. Early next week, upper 80s. Clear in Helena for Tuesday and Wednesday. There's a couple clouds in Thursday. Notice each day temperatures are above average, and then we really shoot up there on Friday, close to 100. Thunderstorms could fire off with this hot air rising, and then Saturday, Sunday, very hot weather as that heat remains locked in. It's the dog days of summer for us. Emily, back to you.
Your chance to win seasons 1 and 2 of the Emmy-nominated show The Big Bang Theory is coming up, and American Idol making it easier for you to audition. That's in tonight's entertainment update, up next on Fox 5. Elton John says he's thankful for his life. Meanwhile, the death of Michael Jackson still stirring up drama for his family. An easier way for Montanans to audition for American Idol, and we'll introduce you to their newest judge in tonight's entertainment update.
Ladies and gentlemen, by all rights, I shouldn't be here today. I should be dead, 6 feet under in a wooden box. I should have contracted HIV in the 1980s and died in the 1990s, just like Freddie Mercury, just like Rock Hudson, just like so many friends and loved ones of yours and mine. Every day I wonder, how did I survive?
Elton John delivering a keynote address at the 19th Annual International AIDS Conference in Washington, D.C. He tells the audience AIDS may be caused by a virus, but it's fueled by stigma. The matriarch of the Jackson clan now safe and sound after a relative reported her missing on Saturday. The 82-year-old is resting in Arizona with her daughter Rebe following doctors' orders to de-stress. The incident reveals even deeper tensions in the Jackson family. 5 of Michael Jackson's siblings claim his will is a fake, Catherine is being manipulated, and the executors of Michael's estate should step down. Music superstar Mariah Carey and Fox's American Idol making it official, saying we belong together. The 42-year-old platinum-selling artist will join the show as a new judge for the upcoming season, reportedly making more than Jennifer Lopez. Meanwhile, American Idol expanding its search for talent. The show is sending a small-town audition bus out to the heartland. So you don't have to be in the big city to get your big chance. Not to mention, you can now email them your audition. Some cities that audition bus is expected to stop in include Idaho Falls, Idaho, Billings, Montana, and Bowling Green, Kentucky. And that's your entertainment update. We promised you last week we'd be giving away seasons 1 and 2 of the Emmy-nominated show, The Big Bang Theory, and now's your chance to win. Every day this week, we'll give you a keyword to text in at 45548, and today's keyword is Leonard. So text the word Leonard to 45548 for your chance to win seasons 1 and 2 of The Big Bang Theory. Penn State football all but leveled today by an NCAA ruling that wiped away 14 years of Coach Joe Paterno's victories. The ruling also imposed a mountain of fines and penalties, crippling a program whose convicted assistant coach spent uncounted years molesting children, sometimes on university property. The sanctions by the governing body of college sports stopped short of delivering the death penalty of shutting down the sport, but the NCAA hit Penn State with $60 million in fines, ordered it out of the postseason for 4 years, and will cap scholarships at 20 below the normal limit for 4 years. The school also will be on probation for 5 years. Any current or incoming football players are free to immediately transfer and compete at another school. The NCAA ruling holds the entire school community accountable for failing to protect children. Lastly, by vacating 112 Penn State victories from 1998 to 2011, the sanctions cost Paterno 111 wins, meaning he no longer holds the top spot for the most wins. So, Colin, what do you think? Too harsh or just right?
I mean, when it comes to kids like that, you can never really be too harsh.
Right.
So it's unfortunate, but, you know, I think
I
they did the right
completely
thing.
agree. I completely agree. Well, Colin Harmon joins me now for sports. And, Colin, the Voyagers are inching closer and closer to a North Division crown.
That's right, Emily. Tonight they had a chance to clinch the division in their series against the Idaho Falls Chuckers. We have full highlights and meet 2 best friends and former Grizz teammates who are both pursuing their dream of playing professional basketball. Come on back. Sports is next.
Fox 5 Sports starts right now.
Hi, everybody. I'm Colin Harmon. Well, the Voyagers' magic number to clinch the division was 2. Tonight, they opened up a 3-game series against the Idaho Falls Chuckers, a team they completed a 4-game sweep of just last week. To Centene we go. The division title is in sight. We pick it up top of the first. Already 1-0 Chuckers. Runner on third for Jin Ho Shin. He hits the towering fly ball to left. Yoandy Barroso makes the catch and fires an absolute rope home. Michael Marjama gets laid out. Take a look again. Nicholas Kukovic delivers the big hit. Ball pops out. 2-0 Idaho Falls. Then bottom one, runners on first and third for Brent Tanner. He rips that down the right field line. Bradley Salgado trots on home. Robinson on his horse from second. He'll score as well. Tanner with the 2-run triple. We're tied up at 2. Things will settle down for both pitchers, though. Alec Mills freezes Darius Mercedes on the slow curve here. Then Jonathan Casey gets Ethan Chapman chasing. And then next batter, David Minnendorf, caught looking, but it's the Chuckers with a 7-4 lead in the 7th. Elsewhere around the Pioneer League, the Mustangs doing their best to help the Voyagers out. They trail the Rockies 4-0. The Brewers playing their best spoiler role as the Ogden Raptors try to lock up the South, down 4-2 in the 8th. And it's the Owls with a 5-1 lead on the struggling Missoula Osprey. We often hear of global stars like Dirk Nowitzki, Tony Parker, Pau Gasol coming to the States to play professional basketball. But as the sport continues to grow globally, Americans are now frequently going abroad to improve their game in hopes of one day making it to the NBA. Arshawn Rainey has the story of 2 Grizz teammates and best friends who are doing just that.
Former Grizz centers and best friends Derek Selvig and Brian Qualley are still battling it out on the court, something they say they've been doing even before they were both 7 feet tall.
Well, me and Brian have known each other since we were really little. We always, battled each other and traveling team basketball from like the 3rd grade. I always remember joking with my friends that, we just hated him and because he was so much bigger than everybody else. And
me and Derek have, like he said, known each other since about 2nd grade. We used to battle against each other. And then once we knew we were getting recruited by a lot of the same schools, we decided to come to the same place, and it really worked out well. We enjoyed playing together. Being here in Missoula for the last 4 or 5 years has been great.
At UM, the two big men had stellar careers, and after setting the all-time Big Sky blocks record, Qualley played last season in Turkey.
It's kind of a culture shock, a language barrier. It all kind of caught me off guard, a Montana, North Dakota guy in Turkey.
Selvig finished a year later after redshirting because of an injury, but will also play overseas after signing with a team in Germany.
I'm trying to brush up on my German, see if I can't learn some words, but I'm excited about it. Just something different. Another chapter in my life, and I'm really looking forward to it.
After a year's experience, Qualley is able to help Selvig prepare for European basketball, especially with things like contracts.
For example, I had a washer and dryer in my contract. I had a washing machine outside, and the dryer was one of those drying racks. And I said, "Can I have a dryer?" And they said, "This is your dryer right here." And there was a lot of things that I was a little naive to, and I just wanted to make sure he was ready for it and know what exactly could happen.
And now they will both be playing in Europe as Qualley just signed a new contract with a team in Belgium.
Playing basketball as a job is something that we've always talked about and something that we're both very excited about. And I mean, who knows, we might end up on the same European team sometime. I mean, that would be nice. So we'll see what happens.
The two say they will try to meet up in Europe whenever possible, and when they can't, they will settle for some Xbox Live. In Missoula, Sean Rainey.
Thanks a lot for that update, Colin. We'll be right back after this. So, do either of you watch The Big Bang Theory?
I don't. Yeah, it's a funny show.
Yeah,
you guys should check it out.
Okay, well, you'll have a chance to watch seasons 1 and 2. Remember to just text in 45548, and that's all we have for tonight. So we'll see you tomorrow night on Fox 5 News at 9.